Hello, everyone. Welcome to join our course. It's about slow travel. My name is Zeyu Xu. I'm currently an associate professor in the Department of Tourism Management of Nanhua University in Taiwan. And I'm also the chairman of the Taiwan Slow Travel Association. My research interests and expertise are ecotourism, low-carbon travel, interpretation theory, and so on. In today's lesson, I would like to show you the challenge that the small cities face and how to apply the ideas of slow travel to promote the development of the cities. In Taiwan, most cities are facing a crisis or imbalance between population structure and the regional development. Specifically, it's the problem of population loss and the population aging. The reasons why population loss is that these small cities engage in primary industry with low output value. In addition, these small cities lack characteristics and it's difficult to attract tourists to visit. Under these circumstances, population loss happened and it's getting harder and harder to get outside resources. Consequently, the scale of the economy is getting smaller and smaller. The vicious circle happened, and the jobs in these small cities are getting harder and harder to find. And then accelerate the loss of young people. Population aging also cause social problems, such as elderly and child care. To solve the problems of insufficient economic scale in the town, many people think that tourism is one of the good ways that could be considered. Because people are money. People comes, money comes accordingly. But the question is whether these small cities can attract tourists. According to the survey of students, our Nanhua University students, I asked them, our Darling Township is a small city, and it has only 30,000 residents. After they check in the results or Darling, they think although there are some attractions, however, it's difficult to attract tourists owing to lack of reputation. The town lacks spectacular buildings or heritage, and they are not only stunning view. Therefore, no one knows this small city. This is not a famous attraction, not to mention attracting tourists. Actually, not being well known is indeed a frustrating fact. Lacking of attractive resources or reputation is a fact that everyone says. But shall we have only be pessimistic that the small cities should die slowly and helplessly? The author of Taiwan Economics, Hong Zhenyu, he mentioned an idea. That is, we should pay attention to what we have now. If you just think about what you lack, it won't help. Only focus on what you have now can create the opportunities in the future. Therefore, it's important to know what we have, but not what we lack. This is the thinking of slow. When people only look at the shortcomings, they will forget their own advantages. The key is that how to transform the local characteristics into opportunities and advantages. This is the point. Otherwise, no matter how many resources were provided, it will be useless. Therefore, creative differentiation is important in a small city. Fortunately, I find the slowness is a good way to create the differentiation. We think the concept of slow city is an important idea for city governance. The slow city is to encourage the city to keep the traditional culture or reserve its nature. Only in this way will make the cities has its unique feature. If we blindly pursue construction, copying and imitate the big city, we will lose ourselves accordingly. Once we keep our wonderful things, they could make differentiation. In this slide, I will show you several aspects that are commonly considered in slow city. This is also a framework for city governance. One of the policies is hospitality and the social relationship. The slow city welcomes visitors and encourage local people can share wonderful things with visitors. That's the idea we want to promote in this lesson. For people who live in a slow city, the most important thing is to live in the city free and easy. And this is also the vision of slow city. For a small city, relatively undeveloped is a fact. Therefore, preserve its local features by local people, local food, local culture, and endemic ecology. They all could create a slow economic system. In addition to being slow to create differentiation in modern society, slow thinking doesn't mean stop progress in a city. All modern technologies, such as mobile payment and online ticket booking, are innovative ways to attract tourists. Let's take 1 minute to understand some data. In Taiwan, there are 70% cities could be classified as small cities because their population is less than 50,000. If the slow city thinking or slow concept can be introduced, it may be one of the solutions for the cities to revitalize. Do you know in Taiwan how much money we get in the domestic tourism market? How many foreign tourists come to Taiwan every year? Here, I provide some data for you. Before the COVID-19 outbreak, the production value of Taiwan's domestic tourism market reached 400 billion new Taiwan dollars, and approximately 200 million visitors each year. The output value of foreign tourists is about 400 billion new Taiwan dollars as well, and the 10 million visitor arrivals each year. But did you know that under administration of President Tsai Ing-wen, Taiwan proposed Tourism 2030 tourism policy? Under the guidance of related policies, we take visit campaigns as vision. The goal is to reach the total tourism production value up to 600 billion new Taiwan dollars for domestic tourism, and 1 trillion for foreign visitors in 2030. What does this data mean? In order to achieve this goal, what else does Taiwan need to prepare? In fact, for achieving the goal, the Taiwan government proposed 6 major policies. As shown in the slide, you can see that to check the characteristics of Taiwan and the developing themed products are the ways to achieve the goal. Therefore, since 2017, Taiwan has been preparing according to a theme every year. Such as year of 2019, the theme is to rainbow through the small town. And this year, 2021, is year of cycling tourism in Taiwan. Next year is railway tourism. To achieve the goal of tourism 2030, conventional mass tourism should be improved with the sustainable consideration. Slow travel is the solution. What is slow travel? According to the literature, slow travel means staying in the same place for a long time, if possible, more than 1 week to experience the things around you. This is the easiest, simple, and slow way to travel. The key points of slow travel include slow pace, rich travel experience, spend time to interact with locals, avoid taking cars and airplanes. That's the low carbon travel consideration. In summary, the researchers mentioned that the slow travel can include 3 aspects. They are the value of slowness and time, and emphasize the travel experience. And the next one is environmental consent. First, we talk about the value of slowness and the time. Another things that slow travel is not just about speed or slowness. It should be the travel at the correct speed and focus on the quality of time. Worlders believe that current tourism emphasizes quantity rather than quality. The fast travel and the consumption patterns make it impossible for tourists to relax from travel. Secondly, slow travel emphasizes the tourist experience. The past research believes that the slow travel can provide a better travel experience. It is a mindset that emphasizes the inner experience of the journey and participate in the culture of the local people. Slow travel focuses on the experience between people and place. Its core value is to produce the common idea with others during the travel. And it is a travel that emphasizes intrinsic value. Third is the choice of transportation. That means the slow traveler have environmental awareness and consent. So many scholars believe that slow travelers should avoid airplanes. Therefore, the carbon dioxide emission and the negative impacts in the environment decrease accordingly. In fact, the impacts of tourism on global warming mainly comes from the carbon dioxide emission caused by transportation. Therefore, slow travel could be an alternative for the mass tourism. Briefly speaking, we can summarize 4 key points, include slow experience, local, and environmental consent. In this lesson, I have told about the situation which many cities face in Taiwan. And the framework of slow city is a key. The small cities can revive by promoting the slow travel. Only the concept of sustainable development will not just consume local resources repeatedly. Small cities can create unique travel experience by using local resources and developing local features. However, the slow travel needs to design, and the process should keep the 4 key points in mind. It is the way to develop a city through tourism management and having sustainability in mind. Next time, I will introduce some examples about our slow travel in Taiwan and let you know the contribution in the process. Let me show you some video about Taiwan. Enjoy yourself.
Taiwan, the heart of Asia.